Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Now, if you've seen the title, it's a little interesting. Just have a question. Will Harvey Weinstein's or Stein's conviction be overturned? Will it? I mean, he had so many people that went against him, so many allegations, and he only got down for 2 counts. I think it was 2 or 3 counts of rape. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, 3 counts of rape. But he had sexual assault allegations and further cases of alleged rape as well. We have people like Bill Cosby. He had his conviction overturned. What could possibly happen? Could it be free Harvey Weinstein? We don't know. We don't know. Let me see. I'm just saying, will it happen? Now, he is a low-down, disgusting human being. If that. He's low-down, evil, not even a dog. A dog is better than Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby or R. Kelly or any of these big names. They can have talent all in the world. It doesn't matter. Talent does not trump morality and virtues and ethics. So, I mean, that's a given. That's already something that's at hand. But what I'm asking is, can he be free? Can it be free Harvey Weinstein? Can that happen? He has, been in prison for the past, what was it? Maybe, has it been 6 years? Or let me see. This is, he already had one case overturned last year. Because of egregious errors. It says this from Wikipedia. On July 19, 2024, it was ruled that Weinstein would be retired for the New York sex abuse charges. Retried for the sex abuse charges. With a retrial start date is tentatively set for November 12, 2024. On October 23rd, 2024, trial was further postponed. The judge set a pretrial hearing to January 29, 2025. We passed that. The judge, Curtis Farber, announced on January 29, 2025 that the accused will face retrial in New York on rape charges on April 15th, which is in 3 days of 2025. Weinstein's retrial will include a new allegation involving a woman who was not in the original case. The woman's state alleges he forced oral sex on her at a Manhattan hotel in 2006. Okay, so he's been held in custody since at least May of 2018, as far as I can see. He was in a Wind correctional facility. He was extradited to Los Angeles to face further charges. That was back in 2022. And in 2023, he was extradited from California to New York, returning to Mohawk Correctional Facility. Okay, so. Wizard, salute to you, sir. Notice the question mark. Do your research. Salute to you, sir. So it's very possible that at this retrial on the 15th that he could possibly be able to skate. He might get out of prison. He might get his sentence reduced. It's very possible. It's what happened to Cosby. Could happen to R. Kelly. We'll see what happens on May 5th with Diddy. He's behind bars, but he's not in prison yet. He's in jail. Wizard says, luckily for you, you're not a big YouTube channel because you would have lost endorsements and been canceled. This is true, but I'm not. You're exactly right. I'm on the come up. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's when I'll switch up my whole demeanor. That's when you switch up the demeanor. You switch up your whole style, your whole way of phrasing things. Things don't always go because it's in free for all for right now. That's where I am right now. So it's not luck, it's fortune. I say that. I'm not lucky, I'm fortunate. I'm not blessed. There is no God for blessings to flow or anything like that. So I just want to know. I just want to know. Will Harvey Weinstein be free? Is it free Harvey Weinstein? Question mark. He's a horrific human being, if you can call him a human being. I mean, he's less than that. He's terrible. But what will justice say? Justice rules everything. Like Cosby. Cosby should have been locked away for decades. If they had it up to the women that banded together, it was like 70 women. So, I mean, Son to Son 90 says Harvey Combs. Make sure you guys read my story. I'm gonna read my story on the air if I got time left at the end. They're the same as Diddy. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, you retract that because that's not really. We're not sure yet because Diddy still needs to be tried. Weinstein and Cosby have already been tried. R. Kelly's been tried. These are very vicious. Not even are they even men? I mean, that's giving them too much credit. These are vicious, just chunks of flesh that continue to live. I mean, Weinstein's in his 70s, and I think Cosby's in his 80s, and they're just hunks of flesh. They're the same. Him and they both abuse their power. Well, let's slow down on Diddy because he hasn't been tried yet. Both Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby have been tried already, and they have been incarcerated already. They've already been incarcerated. Cosby's been freed. Harvey Weinstein, will we free Harvey Weinstein? We gotta see that. Okay, yay! Oh, Bumbleclaw, salute to you, sir. Ye will not get Diddy released. He can wear all the Sean John shirts he wants to. He can post as many remixes that Diddy did over the years. It's not going to help his case, especially not with Ye. Ye's not a factor. I mean, he's relevant, but he's not really a factor anymore. He's very relevant. He makes himself relevant. He pulls these stunts. He wears what it looks like is the Ku Klux Klan, but it's not really the Ku Klux Klan. It's a I don't know what the proper term is, but there's a Spanish term for the black getup he had on. It looks like something. Oh, that looks like the Klan hood and the mask and everything, but it's not even that. It's part of the Spanish, or it's not Spanish. Maybe it is Spanish. I think it's a Spanish traditional outfit. Sean John shirts and swastika chains. Exactly. Yeah. You need to STFU. Shut the F up and make music. Bumbleclaw says, yay. Is washed musically. Yeah, I would say so too. I wouldn't know about his music because I don't listen to him. So, but I'm saying for Harvey Weinstein, free Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. Should we free Harvey Weinstein? I mean, most of the cases were dropped. He had 3 counts of rape against him. That's it. Those are the only counts that mattered. Vulture 1 and 2 were trash. I wouldn't know. I'm not even looking for him like that. But Harvey Weinstein, he can be freed and just put somewhere else, behind a wall somewhere, just same thing with Cosby. Cosby's living in a house with Camille. Camille's one of the down ass bees of all time, stuck with him through all of this. Maybe it's the money. I mean, could be, but I think she could find somebody else that has money as well. Ye is not washed. He just dropped a fire album and had to take it down. Wow. He said he mostly made it with AI. Okay. But Harvey Weinstein, he is just a brutish, terrible. He's a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad hunk of flesh. But with the justice system and the retrial coming up on the 15th, 3 days from now, what will happen? Will he be freed? Will they say, okay, you spent your time in jail, you served your sentence, you gave your debt to society, we're gonna let you out. But you're still gonna be a pariah. You're still gonna be, less than nothing. You'll never be able to work in this town again, as they say in Hollywood. You'll never be able to work in this town again, for good reason. He should never be able to work again. He shouldn't even be making basement plays at churches. He shouldn't even be producing those. He should be doing, penance. He should be flogging himself like they did in, the medieval times. He should be, tearing out, pieces of his flesh, and being accosted by himself. He should accost himself. Bumble, everything. Okay. So, Son 90 says, I know you're not my brother. Uh-oh. So this is going to be crazy. He says, Brother Sky. Well, Weinstein is an AI. He's not even familiar with what AI is, probably. He may be out of the loop. It was 2018. I mean, it was very, very early stages of artificial intelligence, or the explosion or the popularity of artificial intelligence. There's been artificial intelligence probably since the 1960s or even earlier, but it didn't come into super fashion. It didn't blow up until like mid 2023, 24 or something like that. But Weinstein, he could get off. He could get off. Pause. He could get off with these this latest retrial. It's very possible. It's not impossible. April 15th, tax day, could be his day. Could be his day in court again. His lawyer, Jose Baez, says he's innocent. That's like, I just love defense lawyers. He's innocent. Peace up, King. Yes. Yes, that's true. He get off because of the color of his skin. Son of the Sun 90 says. He got the complexion for collection for protection. He got the complexion for protection for collection, as the late, great Paul Mooney once said. And it could not just be his complexion, because like I said, Cosby got off. He got out of prison. He's not in prison anymore. They're trying to build up another case against him. Don't think he's not out of the woods yet. He's still very much in the thicket. Because he could still go to prison. He could still very much go to prison. So we have to look at that carefully. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tell a friend. I know you're in here. There's 2 people in here I can see. There's probably 4 or 5 people in here, but the count sounds weird. See, it goes up to 3. So I just need you guys to smash that like button. Make sure you tell more people about me. Tell them that Harvey Weinstein could be freed on the retrial. Bumbleclot says Cosby was the OG Diddy. I mean, same thing with R. Kelly. And we're forgetting R. Kelly. Don't forget R. Kelly. Let's not even talk about Diddy, because Diddy has not been found guilty yet. Free Diddy. He should be out on bond. He put up $50 million 3 times and was denied each time. So let's not even talk about Let's not talk about Diddy. Let's talk about R. Kelly and Cosby, especially because they have similar charges. Similar charges. Let me see what R. Kelly's was. What? Let me see. R. Kelly. Criminal charges. So it says racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, bribery, coercion, sex trafficking, violation of the Mann Act, child enticement, producing child pornography. 31 years imprisonment. And I think he's going to serve pretty much all those years, I think. I think he's pretty much done. I don't see a retrial in his future. I don't see that. I think he's over with. He's pretty much done. He's pretty much a done deal. R. Kelly would be home next year. Cosby should have never got convicted. Allegations were older than Sky. Yeah, I'm an old man. I'm ancient. I'm old. I'm ancient. They were older than me, so yeah. So I mean, Harvey Weinstein might skate. We'll have to see. I can't wait till April 15th. What are they going to say? What's going to happen? I'm putting it up. Will Harvey Weinstein be freed? And like I think it was who was it? Wizard said, you know, he said I'm lucky, but I think I'm fortunate that I'm in this position as a YouTuber that has no sponsors, has just supporters. Because I would have they'd have flagged my account, they would have took it down, they would have tried every way to possibly get me off of YouTube, and I have to go to Vimeo or something like that, or Vimeo, or however you pronounce it. They wouldn't have to. Okay. Everybody says that. I hear that, King. I hear you, King. But let's be real. He was a Negro that was accused by white women of egregious acts. That was the reason why he went to prison. You can say that it was because of the NBC thing. He was trying to buy NBC. A lot of things. Diddy? We're not going to talk about Diddy's conviction because he's never been convicted. But he allegedly was supposed to be buying the brand, or he was suing the brand that makes Ciroc, and it was alleged that they had in their sites for him to go to prison. So yeah, you would have got clipped if your platform was bigger. You would have had to be politically correct. Exactly. Very true. Very true. Cosby ran the block in prison. I think he did. I think he was very charismatic. He was probably telling them different things. He was probably telling different issues going on in the prison world and in the world of entertainment that he came from. And there's probably a lot of guys that are going to get out and say, yeah, Cosby showed me the way. I wouldn't be here as a producer on this TV series if I didn't get tips from Cosby. Cosby was breaking it down for me. He broke it all the way down. He let me know. Like we might see that. Who knows? But that's all conjecture anyway. But 6 people in here, 6 likes, not mad. Make sure we get to let's see if we can get to 10 people. If we can get to 20 people, let's see if we're gonna get a 10 piece. We're down to 5 again. It's gonna go down to 3 and 2 probably, but that's fine too. So that is the reality of all this. That is the reality of April 15th, 2025. Harvey Weinstein's retrial. There it goes, down to 4. You get a high and it's like, down to 3, down to 2. But Son to Sun 90 says, I believe the Diddy thing. Here we go. I think the liquor company did fund a lot of those cases, no pun intended, because he won the lawsuit, but it was a clause in that lawsuit. Possibly. That's the only thing I'm going to say about Diddy, though, because it made sense for the particular discussion we were saying with Cosby and the NBC thing. And Weinstein, what did Weinstein? Weinstein probably wanted to buy, Warner Brothers. You can say anything. You see all the conspiracisms that you want to have, but the facts remain that they were both they're both convicted of heinous crimes, particularly disgusting and vicious crimes. They're criminals forever. For not, alleged criminals, or they could have been, they didn't make. No, they were tried and found guilty in a court of law in the United States of America. So we have to remember that. We have to always put that in our minds. So we shall see what befalls Harvey Weinstein. Why do they do that? Why do they have names? That's why I like the movie Young Frankenstein, because he says it's not Frankenstein, it's Frankenstein. Like, because how do you know? Once you read it, you're like Weinstein, or once you read it, you're like Weinstein. I mean, you don't know until somebody says it out loud in the world. Like, it's like weird. Names are goofy, but anyway, we shall overcome. We will see. We will see if Harvey Weinstein will prevail. He may prevail through all of this. He may prevail. He may have the audacity. He may have the power, the mind frame, the mindset. He might have the lawyer again, or new lawyers. I don't know what's going to happen, but 3 days from now, he's either going to be still in prison or exonerated. And if he's still in prison, it could be knocked down a few years. But most likely, he's going to die in prison, where he should do, because he's a horrific, ugly, disturbed, disgusting hunk of flesh. I'm not even giving him, the title of human being, because you can be, in flesh, you can be a human being. You can be, have the makeup, have the mental capacity, whatever the case may be, that differentiates animals from human beings. But if you live like an animal, if you live like something low and, not even lower than an animal, I would say. Lower than an animal, because animals aren't inherently vicious or evil. Like, a lot of people think snakes are evil. Oh, he's a snake in the grass, and they just want to, they're venomous and they're poisonous. Well, that's because that's how nature designed them. I mean, I'm not saying there's a designer or engineered them, or an engineer, I'm not saying that there's what do they call it? Oh man, something design. I can't remember. It's something design. I can't remember, but they used to say it all the time in 2006, and I remember hearing it all the time. Hold on, let me make sure. What is it? Design. I can't think of it. It's something design. What is it called? They're saying it's design theory, but it's something else. Can y'all help me out, y'all? Help me out. What is it? Design. Divine intervention? No, it's not. It's something design. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, doesn't matter. Snakes are beautiful creatures. They're wonderful. I love snakes. Snakes are cool. Snakes are, the remnants of dinosaurs. They've survived, by slithering their way through all the, the different destruction that was befalling the larger species, So they're cool, but he's lower than a snake. He's lower than a dog. He's lower than any of that. Those are, not even, anything that you can argue against, because they're like they have no ethics, morals, or values. He is absent of ethics, morals, or values by choice. He chose to be this way. He chose to be this way. Intelligent design. Thank you, Jesus. Intelligent design. I'm not saying that there's an intelligent designer or an engineer or something like that. I'm saying that, there's through evolution, through the evolutionary process, which everybody's like, well, how can we descend from chimps? Well, how can a man go in from a cross to, or not a cross, a post, pardon me, a post, and allegedly rise from the dead? I mean, you believe that, but you won't believe the theory of evolution. It's a little ironic, very ironic, but we're going off into another. Weinstein and Epstein, another one. Thank you, Epstein, but he's no longer here. He checked himself out. What was his name? Julian Epstein. Let me make sure I get his name right. No, that's not his name. What's his name? Jeffrey. Excuse me, Jeffrey Epstein. He checked himself out allegedly. I mean, still goofy. People still saying that, but 6-7 Entertainment. Oh, here we go. Sky Lar with the A, dressed like a paperboy in 1910, the morning after Jack Johnson won the title. Extra, 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 extra. Big black man defeats whoever. And about extra, extra. 6-7 hilarious. Extra, extra. Yeah, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, but so he was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad hunk of flesh that is completely nothing now. He's worm food now. Um, he's totally in it. So extra, extra. Who Jack Johnson beat? Who did Jack? Tommy Burns. Jack Johnson beats Tommy Burns. Extra, 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 extra. Read all about it. Black Jack Johnson beats Tommy Burns. Smash that like button. I'm going crazy right now. I'm going off the rails. Sky do look like a bus driver from the 60s. Colors only bus driver. Well, really the 50s, not the 60s, because the 60s is when they changed all that. Maybe the early 60s. I'll give you that much. Maybe the very early 60s, but not not in the mid to the late 60s. But yeah. So come on in. You can get on the bus now. Come on, pick up your feet. We got places to go. People trying to go to work. Let's go. Come on. But smash that like button. I got 7 likes, 2 people watching. We need to have 200,000 people watching, 7,000 likes. And then in 64 with the act, what is it called? The Civil Rights Act. Yeah. Civil Rights Act in 64. Son of the Sun 90. Yes, I know. See, eight likes. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you for the like. Make sure you get the viewers up. Tell like 12 people about me at the same time. Like, this nigga Sky, he be saying some crazy stuff. He talking about Harvey Weinstein possibly being free. I don't know. It sounds kind of creepy to me, but at least hear him out. Hear what he has to say. So Harvey Weinstein could possibly get off on certain charges. He has 3 charges of rape against him. And May 15th marks the date where he could possibly go to prison, get out of prison, or at least have his sentence reduced. The accused will face retrial in New York on rape charges on April 15th, 2025. April 15th, y'all. That's all it takes. Just 3 days from now, with one person in here that I can see. One person. So whoever you are, thank you very much. Respect. Salute. Wizards hating. Oh my god. Hold up. Skylar dress like Harriet. Tell my lawyer. I'm missing that one. That one I'm confused about. Dress like Harriet. Tell my lawyer. I'm confused. You lost me. Sky got the boy iPhone. Again, where are you going, Wizard? Where are we going? Harriet Tubman. Yeah, Harriet. What about her? What about Harriet Tubman? What she has to do with me? I don't understand. I got the newsboy, the paper boy in the early 20th century. I got the bus driver. I'm driving. You dress like the lawyer, huh? I'm dressed like the lawyer for Harriet Tubman. Is that what you're saying? Okay, gotcha. Cool. Well, I'm a lawyer then. Yeah. Next, I'll be representing Harvey Weinstein. I know that was crazy, but I'll be representing Harvey Weinstein next. Free Harvey Weinstein. he's got to have some kind of connection. He's got to have some kind of input. He's got to have something. I mean, that's his future. If he is in fact retried and the case is overturned, I think he has to have all 3 cases overturned. So I think it has to have more upcoming trials beyond just what is that? What is this? Tuesday. So Tuesday's got to be different. Harvey got beat up by Dame, right? Okay, so Wizard, you're saying, I think facts. I think what Son of the Sun 90 said earlier. He said that Dame smacked Harvey because he grabbed Cam Tool. Okay. I don't know if he grabbed his. Are you saying Cam's tool? His manhood? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So I don't know if he got beat up, but I think he put hands on him. So Dame is like, he's like a poor righteous teacher in my eyes. He's like one of the 5%. He's a 5%er in my estimation, because he's been in so many situations where he could have been, lowered to his opponent or lowered to an estate, and he just has money issues. He just, everybody's suing him. He's liable for a lot of things, but he keeps looking. America new. Like, he keeps on going. He keeps on hustling. He never stops hustling. I got a bottle that says "Never Not Hustling" right over here. I'll go get it. Hold on. I'll be right back. This is Dame Dash. See that? Never not hustling. He's never not hustling. So I keep my coins. So I keep my coins. Yeah, well, not a piggy bank. It's a bottle bank. Dame was taking money out that Rockefeller joint account. Hey, that's not from our show. I have no idea what that has to do with anything. I have no clue as to those kind of allegations. That is not, and like I said, yeah. So Wizard, you gotta watch it. Watch it. I have no idea. The views expressed by Wizard in the comment section do not reflect those of Skylar Saunders or any of his affiliates or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised. This nigga's scared. Who's scared? Diddy is nothing compared to Ian Watkins. Ooh, who's Ian Watkins? And we're not talking about Diddy too hard. We'll bring him up when it comes to hostage incident and stabbing. Holy Moses. Sexual assault offenses. Yeah, this is crazy. I never knew this. Wow, who is it? The Lost Prophets. Wow, okay. He had sexual offenses, abuse and misconduct, arrest and conviction, extreme animal pornography. Wow, this is next level. This is very next level. Yeah, kitty porn. Oh, this is definitely next level. He was accused of grooming a young mother from prison through a series of letters. He was back at Wakefield. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you for Ian Watkins. He was never on my radar. I never heard of Ian Watkins. Dame said, yeah, I took it. Took what? Real sicko. Yeah, these are super sickos. This is crazy. What is this? What is this idea of being, this disturbing kind of person? What is up with that? And once again, I shouldn't even say person. I should say, low level, hunk of flesh. All these different things that are coming out against, various artists and things like that. It was a 2017. This is the thing. It was like 2017 was like the year, and in the years that follow, they call it the Weinstein effect. They call it the Weinstein effect. There was Matt Lauer, Garrison Keillor, R. Kelly. He was convicted though. People that didn't get convicted, just a handful, just those few others. The Me Too movement, exactly. The Me Too movement was very strong, very evident, very clear. That Me Too, and then we had the Me Too movement 2.0 with Diddy. I know I didn't mean to bring him up like that, but I had to bring him out because it warrants the case. This is like the 2.0. This is like the Me Too movement 2.0 with Diddy and with Russell Brand and with so many others. It's the Me Too movement rearing its head once again. Now I'm all for women coming together, pause, and saying and saying that they have been violated, they have been, disturbed in some way. That's all well and good. I just want them to be sure that they're not saying something that could end someone's career, end someone's livelihood, end someone's life, potentially. Because these are very serious charges, and they're not to be played with. Just because he brushed up against you, in his shoulder, he said, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry." And you're like, "Oh my God, that was a pass." You try to molest me, you try to, assault me, you try to rape me. Like that is scary. That is very scary and could happen, and probably has happened, I'm sure, on many occasions, just because of your name. These rich and powerful hunks of hunks of flesh. They have a sense about them that they want to be in charge, and they're large, and they have the money, they have the clout, they have all that going for them, and then like you have to realize that there's people that are against you. They're not in for your best interest, and they could be in the form of anybody. They could be in the form of a young actress, could be a young actor. He did touch me in a certain way that I didn't find to be very encouraging. He wasn't encouraging me, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's why you have to be very careful. And I don't think any of these hunks of flesh were careful. I don't think Weinstein was careful. Cosby, Epstein. I don't think any of them were careful. Definitely not, on the level of being a human being. Definitely not on the level of knowing what the difference is between proper conduct and misconduct, and carrying yourself Like you know who you are and what you're about. That's the sticking point. That's the point I'm trying to make. That you don't know the reality of it yet. So I'm gonna say, in these next few posts, free Harvey Weinstein. I think with the amount of people that are so engrossed by this lack of character, manhood, gentility, gentlemanliness, all of this, it all reflects upon their grown their inability to be men. Men don't do these acts. These are not men. These are not manly acts. This is not even child acts. These are not even animal acts. They're a hunk of human flesh acts. Wizard says Sky dressed like he sells soda pop from the 50s. Hey, everybody, come on and get your soda pop. It's only 50 cents. Come on. Or is it that maybe that's too much money? It's only 10 cents or 5 cents. Come and get your soda pop. Come on with it. Let's go. Come on. Come and get your pop. It's nice and cold. Come on. You know you want to. It's a summer day. It's real hot out today. Come and get your soda pop. Come and get your pop. Oh man, but I digress. Harvey Weinstein, free Harvey Weinstein. Scott just like a Vietnam veteran. Okay, first of all, are you talking about a Vietnam veteran on the Vietnamese side or on the American side, or what are you talking about? A Vietnam veteran. And how does a Vietnam veteran dress? And where is all this hatred coming from? I don't understand. We're talking about Harvey Weinstein. What is this going on with my dress? Like, I just started dressing this way. Y'all just discovering, oh, well, he's got a black shirt, a gold tie, and a black hat. Wow, this is interesting. He's only been wearing it for the past almost 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years on Monday. I started this broadcast on Monday. Excuse me, on the 14th of April, 2023. So it'll be 2 years. I know it's just jokes, but where are they coming from? I don't. You can, like I said, I'll take the jokes. I think they're pretty clever. I understand that the Harry Tubman lawyer one, but they're pretty good, right? Otherwise, we're troll honey bun secretly recording star. Was Terrell Honeybun secretly recording star? I mean, he had the most. This is what interests me. This is what really interests me, because when I listen to the going off the script for right now, we're gonna get back to Harvey Weinstein. But if you're talking about the same person, when he said on the call, when Mr. Troy Star Terrain was on the call, and he heard that it says this recording has ended for your as of now, or something like that. He's like, why are you recording me? What are you doing recording? I can get my copyright against you for recording on me. So that was really weird. Go get you some J's and skinny jeans. Oh man, I got my FUBU sneakers and my joggers. I got FUBU sneakers and joggers. I love them. I love my joggers. I love my FUBU sneakers. They're great for me. Gangsta Love is corny. I think I'm not going to disrespect Gangsta Love. I think Gangsta Love is pretty. He's all right. Is that the person that had the recording? If he had the recording, then that's kind of trash. But I thought, don't get me mistaken, but if I'm correct, when you do a recording, you have to let the other party know that you're being recorded. Maybe because it's a line that's on a yeah, he was recording. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's on a line because it's on a line that is brought through a computer system. Maybe I don't know. That was weird to me, because that's when I checked. You have to tell the other party on the other side, you're being recorded. Like, I don't know how that worked. He a clown. Free Harvey Weinstein? I don't know. Free Harvey Weinstein. Does he have the clout? Does he have the legal power? Does he have a strong legal team set up now? Stronger than the one that experienced him getting convicted. They all talk, yeah. Harvey Weinstein, what is his? I mean, is he giving game in the courtroom on how to be a producer? Someone's gonna come out of the prison. Yo, Harvey Weinstein showed me the way. He showed me how to do this. He showed me how to do this, son. I know how to make a movie now. I can make my own studio. I can do everything. I got my own. I got it now. I figured it all out. He taught me how to do it. Is that what's going to happen? Loudest men are always the weakest. Yes. In most cases, that is true. They want to boast and puff up their chest and walk around and holler and yell and everything like that. But that's all because of a psychological defect. That's a psychological weakness. That's all that is. So let me see if we got time. I'm gonna try to find the time. Then I'm gonna do my story. It's only 5 minutes. So last 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna do my story. Hope you guys pick that up. You know, mention it. Put it on your X. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your everything that you can possibly do to spread the word, and I'd appreciate that tremendously. So we have to bring it down a little bit. Harvey Weinstein, horrific hunk of flesh with a beating heart and a malfunctioning brain, a disturbing and disturbed shell of a man. That's it. He's a shell of a man. Not quite a man, but a shell of a man. Worse than the lowest amphibious ish that ever, crawled upon the planet. So he could get out, though. He could get out, or at least have a retrial and have one of the cases tossed. At least he could have it tossed. He was down for 3 counts of rape. 3 counts. So one or all of those, or both, or 2 out of 3 could be taken out, and he could have a reduced sentence. All on April 15, 2025. We shall see. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see all this. Matter of fact, let me get this ready. Let's see where we go. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm just getting it set up right now. All right. So, whoever I'm talking to, there's one person I'm talking to, and that's all right. Even if there was 0 people, there's always rebroadcast land. See, it went down to 0. I'm at 0 people. 0. 0 people I'm talking to right now. But that's fine. I want to still talk about Harvey Weinstein. Free Harvey Weinstein. We have to understand that, these once powerful men, once powerful, once, talented, once thoughtful, once highly regarded, can all be washed away with their actions or their inactions. Can all be washed away. Can be all forgotten. It can all be tossed away with just an allegation. That's all it takes. And for someone to recognize that they've done something so horrific, so terrible, and not really process it as such, that's when you have the problem. When they're so blinded by the light of fame, fortune, whatever the case may be, which are values. I mean, I'm from the church. I am an atheist now, but I remember the church. They said, "Fortune or fame, Lord," and you can have a house on the hill, and all these other things. I mean, yeah, because that's what you want in life. You want the greatest, for you, material things. But material things are spiritual things. Anything you see, that this MacBook I'm using, this hat I'm wearing, this watch on my wrist, this tie, just physical things had to come from somewhere. It came from somebody's mind, came from somebody's thought. That's what that's what's so weird when we say about material things like cars and houses and they were spiritual at one time. They didn't exist. They didn't just show up and that's what they are now. I mean, that's mysticism. Because mysticism doesn't have to be faith. Faith is obviously incorporated in mysticism. But when you say things like, oh, that's just materialistic. That's just materialism. Materialism could mean, having the idea of anti-capitalism. That's materialism. Communism, socialism. Those are materialistic, expressions. So what I'm saying is they were blinded by the light. Maybe they weren't blinded by the light. They refused to see past the light. That's one thing. Maybe they were not blinded by the light. They refused to see past the light. And all the glittering, shining things, that the accoutrements that come with fame and fortune, which are not inherently evil or inherently bad or anything like that. It's fine to be famous and having money. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the fact of, whatever you do. But don't think that, fame and fortune can save you. Obviously, they cannot. If we see Weinstein, Cosby, Epstein, R. Kelly, and so many others caught up in the system, and it didn't matter how much money they had, how much fame. Now they're infamous. Like Cosby. Cosby can't do kids, kids say the darndest things anymore. He can't do a popsicle commercial anymore. Are you crazy? He can't do any of that. And he's free in the world, in Pennsylvania somewhere, with his wife Camille, who is the down ass B of all, one of the down ass B's of all time. That's just the facts. That's reality. So, as I wrap up here, because I want to get to my story, I think it's excellent to know that we have in our minds the possibility of being better human beings. That's the reality check that I think is so important, so profound. It's profound. It's profound that we have this specific, time in our lives to reassess and to re-examine who we are, what we are, and what we're about. That is the key. That is what is so crucial to what we do as human beings. That makes the most sense. And we'll see what happens on April 15th, 2025. And I'll be covering all the way up until that day. All right. So I want to do my story. I know nobody's here, but that's fine too. It's called TP-82. An astronaut and a cosmonaut received distress communications from Earth. Floating around the place, a small droplet of blood wobbled in the air. It hung in the International Space Station. No flood followed, but it remained visible as a crimson dot wafting in midair. Astronaut and United States Marine Colonel Commander Kalina Bivens wiped her face. The blood droplet had been produced from her nose, but no other trace of hemoglobin existed. It still made her shudder as the ISS crept into her bones. A heart attack from a Navy astronaut a year on the station a few months prior still made her think of the idea of death aboard the station. On the other side of the station, Russian Federation Colonel Commander Irina Bogdanov checked all the instruments and everything seemed to be in order. A transmission, though scratchy, could be detected from Earth. The first speaker sounded like she had been panting with vigor and attempted to calm herself. She spoke in Russian. As the other end of the station, Colonel Bivens looked up with a wad of gauze in her nostril. "What the hell?" she said aloud as the transmission came in English. Without hesitation, she zoomed through the air and looked at the portal to the other side of the vessel. She grasped some more gauze and absorbed the wayward bit of blood. Like a guardian covering the night shift, Commander Bivens looked at the scene below. The blue orb seemed to remain serene despite the most recent communication. Commander Bogdanov's heart quickened, but her mind slowed. No racing thoughts, just chilly calculations. She had known Colonel Bivens for months. Her affinity towards her remained solid, even convivial. Yet this last communication before everything went silent unnerved her. Sweat trickled down her cheek, and she wondered if her American counterpart had received a similar signal. Commander Bivens looked at the clocks from around the world. She studied the right time to enter the common section of the vessel. With a growing sense of dread and a tight stomach, every inch felt like a death knell, ringing and ringing. When it came time for them to reach each other, the bleached clean modules and components and instruments made it look like a sterile surgery site or a laboratory or both. Colonel Bogdanov came to the commons compartment where the two of them could try to converse about this dire situation. The window, glass and imposing, separated them. They looked at each other. Colonel Bivens' brown-gray eyes and Colonel Bogdanov's slate blue eyes locked. Nervous smiles colored their faces. The modules around them showcased foods like beef brisket and a place to relieve themselves. Beds permitted them to rest comfortably. Now there seemed to be no sense of comfort. Commander Bivens' hair remained short and looked like an extremely short afro. Commander Bogdanov's blonde hair stuck up like she stuck a fork in the wall socket. They had passed through the space dozens of times on their respective missions. This time, things looked dour. Their visages had their anxiety, and they became poker players. "Greetings, Kalina," Commander Bogdanov acknowledged. "Hey, girl, did you get a... I think we got the same message." The deadly awkwardness set in at this moment. "I mean," Commander Bogdanov started in a cold, low whisper, "do you think it could be some kind of hoax? Like someone jammed the signal and just started spewing nonsense?" Commander Bivens shrugged. "I don't see how anyone could transgress on the universe's safest communication link." So Commander Bogdanov started. "So we just continue on about our daily routine. I still haven't brushed my teeth." Commander Bivens and Commander Bogdanov shared a laugh. It was an uneasy, tepid kind of chuckle. A deep sigh washed over them. Then Commander Bogdanov produced a TP-82 gun and brandished it before Commander Bivens' face. She was unfazed. Plenty of firearms had waved before her eyes. She didn't sweat, she thought. You don't know the repercussions of doing what you're about to do. Withdraw your weapon, Commander Bivens instructed. This is for Mother Russia. I must do this to save my country from definite ruin. Bogdanov's hand began to tremble. Commander Bivens noticed this. Listen, Arena, you're going to lower that weapon, which should have been discontinued almost 20 years ago, and we're going to keep this place peaceful. Commander Bivens spoke in an even tone, like a step-by-step video. Commander Bogdanov next brought up the combination gun and looked at her fellow space traveler. You Russians don't tell you Americans everything, she referred to how their firearms survived from allegedly being eradicated from the station. Bivens used her Marine Corps martial arts program, McMat, training to keep the gun out of Bogdanov's control. Once Commander Bivens could maintain proper handling of the firearm, she pointed it at the cosmonaut. So now you're going to do this with tact and safety. Bivens floated back and removed the gauze from her nose. You Americans always wanted to take over the globe, even from way up here. Commander Bogdanov's whispered with a wry smile. You pulled this thing on me. I'm defending myself. Okay, so shoot me. Commander Bogdanov's suggested with icy insinuation. Yes, and depressurize the entire station. No. I'm familiar with this weapon. It's used for hunting bears. There's a machete feature to it. Do what you must do. Pray that the oxidizer will allow you to fire in this vacuum. Don't forget the kickback from firing the gun. Commander Bogdanov's announced. Commander Bivens and the weapon slid the weapon into her suit. No, this was some mix-up in the comms. Now that they're wiped out, we're going to have to understand that this whole episode will be recorded in the law. Someone just trolled us in some sick way. And when we get to Earth, you will be prosecuted. All right, so we act like none of this happened while we're up here. No, I'm going to ensure that you, Commander Bivens started. Commander Bogdanov reached for the firearm. Commander Bivens proved to be quicker. She detached the buttstock and bore the blade. She sliced Commander Bogdanov's throat. Blood bubbled through the air like a crimson stream, and Commander Bogdanov tried to breathe precious air and gasped. Her eyes finally rolled back in her head, and she offered one last gulp. Commander Bivens then took the cosmonaut's body and velcroed her to a module near the orbital outhouse. She journeyed to the cleaning station and attempted to wash the walls, floor, and ceiling of the common area. She then scrubbed herself and changed her suit. After washing herself, she went back to the comms. A voice came over the receiver. We have just concluded the global test of the possible PEND simulation for the International Space Station. All countries stand down every weapon system. Commander Bivens looked at a trickle of blood flowing through the air. Jesus, she remarked and threw back her head. So that's the story. Hope you enjoy it. And I will see you tomorrow and all the way up till Tuesday when Harvey Weinstein's case will be evaluated once again. Thank you for watching. Take care.